Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and it is
It's 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock.
On the dot.
that's the way Yolanda Stark's White rolls. Okay,
All right. That's so cool.
She says you Negroes may want to be late, but not on her watch.
Okay,
Okay,
that's a
all right.
producer. That's a producer.
So, with that, I welcome in Ms. Astrology. It's great to have you for your monthly
Hi.
return. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you guys doing? Everybody made it through Aries season okay? You
It
had
was
little tussles.
it was a little dicey there for a
It
minute,
was.
wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Few tussles. Yeah.
And Dr. Wallace, welcome to you.
Well, good afternoon, good evening. Did you call her Mrs. Astrology? Is that Miss Astrology? Because
Mrs.
Miss.
Miss, yeah, because my mama was a Mrs.
Yeah. No, I'm a miss.
Okay,
Your mama was
good to meet
Mrs.
you.
Astrology.
Thank you.
I never met you before. It's good to meet you.
It's nice to meet you also. You look
So
great.
are you kind of like God? You already know all
No,
about me?
no, 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 no. No, no, no. I know some things.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not surprised that you brought up your mom being a Cancer with the Cancer moon. It seems like they got a
How
great, they have a thing about their mom.
Yeah, how do you know I'm a Cancer already? You checked me out already, huh?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
You
just
know,
did a
that's right.
quick Google search. Yeah.
How could you tell by my teeth?
Well, it's great to have you, Ms. Astrology,
I'm
as
happy
always.
to be
And,
here.
and look at, oh, Lord,
I
what
know,
am I
don't get
doing?
me started.
Um, and we are
Why
going to
don't you
talk.
just do like this? Can you do it like that, Sybil? Is that your real? Is that your real hair?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
cool.
Thank you, Ms. Astrology. Yes, it is gorgeous. And so is yours. Let the people say all of that salt you got going on there. Isn't
Ooh,
that
wait.
beautiful?
Well, like snow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about Taurus season and definitely get into that. George Wallace, what's going on with you? Where you been? What's the word? What's the haps?
Oh, I've been having so much fun. In the last week, I took a holiday. I never took a holiday this year, so I went down to Orlando to do nothing, and there's nothing to do there. And I would people ask me, did I go to Disney World? What the hell would I go to Disney World for? Nowhere in hell would I even get close to that place. But I did go to
Why?
huh?
Why you sound like Governor DeSantis? What's wrong with Disney
No,
World?
no, I love the place, but I don't love lines. I don't even when
George, you
you
would not be in a line. You're
but
George
even when
Wallace.
I know
I've
that's
been there
right.
like that. Even when you don't have to stand in line, you still got to wait in line, and that's the
Yeah.
fact. But I went to see a comedy show. I went to see uh, Tony Rock at the
Oh,
Improv. Sybil, let me tell you something. This guy is so good. Right in the middle of the show, I just went up there and just slapped the hell out of him for no reason.
No, you
For no
didn't.
reason whatsoever.
yeah, he did.
He shouldn't be the only rock get slapped around, but it was awesome. We had so much fun. So much is happening today. I don't even know what to talk about.
Well, let's talk about. So you went to Orlando just for vacation. You didn't go to do any scouting or anything like that.
Oh, God, you must be Miss Astrology. I did to go do some scouting. I went to see what the traffic was like there, and it hasn't come back yet. But however, I did go to Universal Studios, the City Walk,
Uh huh.
and it must have been 50,000 people coming out of the park around 8 o'clock at night. So that was full, but that was all kids and families, like,
Mm-hmm.
And so I went down to scout to see, should I open up a club, a Las Vegas style club in Orlando, because that is the number one destination in America. And I still might do it with all of the timeshares and the condos there and the people that are there. I still might do it. I'm not sure.
So
But
you're
go
kind
ahead.
of processing.
I'm in the process. And I did get to go to a restaurant in Chicago, in Orlando, brand new, called Portillo's.
Shut up! They got a Portillo's in Orlando. Shut
Sybil,
up! A
Sybil,
food court.
Sybil. Listen, y'all don't know it, but I took Sybil and Tom, and Sybil, you had already been there, I'm sure, pretty sure,
Yeah,
but many
as
years
a
ago. I said, "Man,
Chicagoan.
I'm going
Yeah.
to take you guys to a nice restaurant and eat." And Mr. Dupree, they were so mad when I got there. So you
It's a
said you're
hot
going to
dog
take us to
joint.
dinner, a high class joint. You taking us to a hot dog joint.
She
But
said, Tom, George took us to a food court.
but Sybil, they never complained afterwards, did they? They
There was a
never
good
complained after. They went to
Portillo's had some
Portillo's.
good Portillo's
And
had some good hot dogs.
Are they
that's
high
what
class hot dogs? High
High
class hot
class.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
High
No,
class
no,
hot dogs.
it's a sausage and beef sandwich. They dunk it in the juice. Oh my
Oh,
God, it was so good.
that
And
sounds
everybody
good.
went crazy. I saw my guys that opened for me in Las Vegas called Mosaic. They were there. All of my family were
Oh,
there. We had a
nice.
wonderful time. And that's just one of the best restaurants in Chicago. You can go Portillo's and eat for $13, or you can go to Chop House and eat for $250, and you will not know which is better. I can tell you
Well,
that
I
right
will
now.
tell you. Let's take a break from George's food talk and his and his scouting. Which you say you're scouting, you get to write that off on your taxes, George. So now it's time for us to move to the What You Need to Know newsletter.
What
And
you
that,
need to know.
yes, sir. And that is our Monday through Friday newsletter. It is our effort to super serve the African American community, giving you stories that pertain to Black folks. It is absolutely free. So please go to SybilWilkes.com and sign up. Give us your name and your email address. And not only will you get great stories as we talk about things around the world, starting with Ukraine, we talk about things that happen in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is the unfortunate murder of Patrick Lyoya by Grand Rapids policemen. We also have Black and Fit in there. We have, which is a segment given to us by the Black and Fit organization. We have the Little No Black History Facts. We've got the HBCU Corner. And we also have a feature by Ms. Astrology telling us what to expect, what to look for in Taurus season. And that is in today's newsletter. So, Ms. Astrology, let's talk about what's going on in our newsletter first before we get to all the other stuff. And this is a story that has that happened. The unfortunate murder of Patrick Lyoya occurred on April 4th, in which he was stopped by a Grand Rapids, Michigan policeman who is still not identified, by the way,
Wow.
thanks to his boss. This young man who is a migrant from the I think it's from Congo, from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. His name is Patrick Lyoya. He was stopped by police on April 4th, and for a license plate situation. The young man, apparently there's some language differences too, and he wasn't really understanding what the policeman was doing. He started to run. And because he was keep asking him, what is this for? What is this for? And he started to run. The policeman ran after him. They ended up in someone else's backyard. And through a number of videos, the video of the body cam from the police car, and then those who were also on the scene and took video. Someone who was in Mr. Lyoya's car also took video, and that was the most disturbing of the videos, as they were struggling for the use of the taser, and Mr. Lyoya was trying to get a hold of it. The policeman put his knee into Mr. Lyoya's neck, and he then pulled his gun and he shot him in the back of the head.
Right.
Wow.
I am so sick and tired of this. Don't you think any police officer today, what has gone on in America, any police officer should be thinking, I'm not going to kill this kid. Let him run. Don't you think that?
Sure.
Why would you kill a kid that just ran away because of a license plate? Why?
Well, George, once again, we're looking at Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, in which a young man was stopped for license tags, and the police officer claimed she was pulling her taser and mistakenly pulled her gun. And now she's doing a little bit of time for this.
What is it, 5 years?
Not even. Not even. She'll be out in about 2.
And the union is already, of course, that's their job, is to defend this guy. But why shoot a man in the back of the head? Why? That's murder, straight up.
It's straight up murder. Yeah. And the new head of the Grand Rapids Police Department said he will not identify the man, and especially if he is found, if the investigation by the state police shows that he is not responsible for this, or not being held liable for this. He will not give his name. So as of right now, Ben Crump, our civil rights attorney to the country, is representing this family. On Friday, the funeral will be held, and the Reverend Al Sharpton doing the eulogy for this. And another eulogy by the Reverend Al Sharpton in the murder of young Black men.
It is terrible what's happening. Don't you think the police department should say to the officers now, if a kid or if anybody runs from you, you do not have to kill them?
And George, you would think that would be said, but I think that, as I learned in talking about these stories on the Joyner Show, they don't shoot to maim. They don't try to stop. They shoot to kill.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if the guy takes off running, let him run. You got your car.
Well,
and even if you don't get him, you don't have to kill him. Don't chase him. What are you going to do when you catch him?
And tell that to the family of the man who was killed in the Atlanta drive-through.
Same thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sick and tired of this.
Ms. Astrology, as a parent, this can't be. I mean, it's a story after story after story that you hear these.
And it's so horrible. But not to negate anything. However, I said that this was going to happen. If we go back to last month, I absolutely, and this is just where the planets currently are. There is going to be war. There is going to be police brutality. There's going to be a lot of changes in professional sports, a lot of attention on professional sports. This is Chiron in Aries. This happened April 4th, Aries season. The police, he got shot in the head. Aries rules the head. This just is, and I'm not trying to make light of it in any sense, because it's devastating, it's heartbreaking. But what we have to do, the other part of what the planets are aligning for us to do, is push forward with every lawsuit, every new law, everything that we can do to heal. Because Chiron, the planet or the asteroid really that is causing all this, is a wounded healer. These are wounded areas in our society. Like, what the hell, excuse my language, why are we giving all this money to the military? Why are we we got to shift from this military mindset. We have to shift from this mindset of literally taking former slave owners and now making them police officers. Like, that's all got to change. I have a suggestion. I think all cops should have a college degree. And I think you should not patrol an area that you have not lived in or you were not raised in. If you didn't go to school there, if you don't know anybody in the neighborhood, you have no reason, no right deciding if it's safe or not. You don't even know what safe is for this area.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm from the hood. You can see a whole bunch of people at the corner store. That don't mean it ain't safe. These are a bunch of regular. They're here all the time.
Right. These are folks that you grew up.
Every time I walk to the store, they're here. They may ask for some change. They may give me a compliment. They are harmless. I know that because I'm from here. These are the type of things that we have to push for in order, like, if we want to, and I always talk about this, flow with the planets, make the best use of the energy. Sue their asses. Everybody need to be sued. Everybody need to be out here like boycotting and doing whatever that we can do. That's the only way. Because if we just say, well, that's the way it is, you got to comply. Like, not that we're saying any of that. But if that were to be the approach that any of us would take, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to be more wound, more wound, more wound. And we got about 4 more years of this to really be highlighted for us.
So that's what you see is another 4 years.
Absolutely. But remember, it's the wounded healer. So that's why we're starting to see, even if it's a little bit of going to prison, we're starting to see police officers go to prison.
Right.
We're starting to see changes in the military. Like, we're seeing some changes in professional sports, so we cannot let up. This is Aries. Aries don't stop. If you know an Aries, you know they don't stop. It's a bull in a China store.
Well, I think a good cop, a good, well-educated cop can be a good cop anywhere.
Absolutely. That's why I think they need to go to college. Well, that I can see that, but I do think all police officers should go to college, have a college.
Well, they don't have to go to college, but get a real good training. I know a college-trained mind is good, but I think that would be better. That would be better. But a well-trained officer can be a good officer, no matter what.
Yolanda asked that we don't curse, but you forget who we're dealing with.
I ain't saying that.
It's me. I'm like, it's me. Oh, it's not me. Whew. I was like, I've been doing good. That's my first time in 3 or 4 shows.
I know damn well that producer didn't tell me I ain't gonna curse.
She told you not me. That wasn't me, Yolanda.
Okay. It was me. Put it all on me.
So I agree with Miss Astrology. I do believe that an extensive education, a college education, is not a bad thing. It may not be 4 years, it might be 2 years, but it still broadens one's experiences and thought processes, as opposed to just going straight from that kind of violent young person, white person who goes into the military style police and without some sort of humanizing or humanity kind of process in order to deal with the people that they come in contact with. And I also don't think it's a bad idea that they live in the neighborhoods either. I like those.
That's true. That is good. That is good. Sybil, have we done a study on what is the percentage of college educated police officers?
They're probably probably have done it on a state by state or city by city basis, George. But overall, I don't know. But I agree that there are some opportunities to do that if they haven't been spread out all over the country. I don't know if it's a countrywide study.
I do think that the college-educated police officers, they do go on to be the supervisors and the captains and the chiefs.
Yeah,
I do
but
believe that.
they also need to be on the streets,
This
right?
is true too.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying the
Yeah.
smarter ones
Oh
do
yeah.
move up.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yes, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Speaking of wars, Miss Astrology, the president announced another $800 million in military
Wow.
aid going to Ukraine 1 week after he sent $800 million in military aid. And so this is well, it depends on who you ask, Ms. Astrology and George. But they seem to feel as though the Russians are falling further and further behind, and they are trying to build themselves up as being the winners in this war. But a lot of our military people, as well as Ukrainian military people, say that they are holding, and especially when you consider what was presumed to be the Russian military might. That doesn't really exist.
I just, when I look at Biden's chart, I've known this since he was elected. Like, he's just, unfortunately, he's got to mess it up. Like, he's got to, I personally, looking at the stars, knowing what I study, I wish we would leave all of that alone and focus right here on home, because the United States is a Cancer. And so we need to focus on home. That's what this is about for us. However, he's not going to do it. He's a Scorpio with a Taurus moon. He's born on that full moon. He's going to, in some instances with that Taurus moon, try his best. This is why he nominated, he had a black vice president, and he's nominating black women. He's doing like some of his part. But when it comes to that, it's just kind of part of what his role is in this thing.
What are you saying, Miss Astrology? You just mentioned he should leave it alone. What do you mean by that?
The war. I don't think that we should be sending any money. And as much as I know that seems like, oh, we're not helping, we're selfish. We're a Cancer. The United States is a Cancer, and it has an Aquarius moon. So we're learning a lot right now. They have so much Aquarius energy with Russia and Ukraine, and Saturn is there. We shouldn't be messing with them. We should be making sure our borders are secure, our military forces, our schools. We got enough here, home, children to worry about.
But you're saying we shouldn't help. That's what you just said.
Yeah. I'm saying we shouldn't be sending, what is that? I mean,
$800 million.
We're sending equipment. We're not sending lives. We're not sending soldiers.
We're sending resources.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with like money, things that we could use here? And this is the other thing that goes with what I was saying about the military and them having so much money and so much access to resources. That needs to be reexamined. How are we able to do that and not get,
school teachers money? Yeah.
I went to Nicaragua. That's a third world country. They have free health care. I'm like, and they're like, it might not be the best, but everybody has access to the doctor here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have friends like, oh, when you're in Mexico, can you bring me back these prescriptions?
Right. Yeah.
And so it's just like, okay, can we fix those things here before we send so much money there? But we're going to learn, don't you worry, Dr. Wallace.
I think the horse is out of the barn in that respect,
right?
Astrology, but George, you seem worried about that. You seem, George, are you? Where do you stand in the war as it pertains to the United States and what we should
and
be
our
doing?
Resources?
Well, I think we should give help like we're doing. I do sometimes wonder why are we always number one as opposed to the NATO countries that are there in Europe. Why? I mean, we don't hear how much they're doing. It's all about us with $800 billion. And I think, is it billion or million this time?
Million.
Million.
And overall, it's over 3.5, now close to $4 billion that they've sent.
I do agree with you, Miss Astrology, about when we need money for education, we need money for disease and everything like that. Why can't we just automatically pass a law overnight to help us in America? Whereas we do that for Ukraine, but we do have to give our support where we can. And I think we're doing the right thing. Can you imagine, have we not given support to Ukraine right now? It would be over already.
Well, it's the question that I asked in the story we did is, uh, are they going to win this, and at what
Right.
cost?
Ooh,
Right.
And that is, and now you're looking at the thousands of people who have died, Ukrainians who have been killed
yes.
in the Russian attack, as well as now they've lost millions of people have been moved out of that country to other
Hmm.
countries, and what will it take for them to get back? I don't know.
To
Um,
get back, Sybil, that's how do
if
you go back?
Yeah,
How do you go back?
you
Right.
don't, you don't. So that was a poor choice of words about that, because you don't, George. You really don't. It might be it might be the next, but it will never be the same.
It's amazing.
It'll never be the same. All right. So now it's time for what's really going on. And that brings us to Ms. Astrology, who will talk about Taurus season.
Yay.
So, Ms. Astrology, Taurus season, as you have noted in the What You Need to Know newsletter, is April 19th to May 20th.
Correct. So, and it can vary because we have given it those dates, but the sun moves at like its own speed, and so it actually happened at 10:23 p.m. on the 19th. So, it depends. Like next year, I mean, it'll still be like an hour or two. It won't be too far off, but it can start to go into the 20th. Anyways, I think what Taurus season, and you have to think about the sign of Taurus and its energy,
The bull.
the bull. And it's slow and steady. Like it's still like, bulls. I mean, they run, but it takes a lot to get them going.
Mhm.
But what came before Taurus season was Aries season. So I think a lot of us did take action because that's the ram. So yes, a lot of us did take action. On something. We either took action, and I think it was a lot of healing, but it was like we're taking action on maybe healing our body, healing our relationship, healing our finances, healing our mindset, healing something within our home. And I mean, like literally, like repairing pipes or, something like that, whatever that was. And Taurus season says, stick with it. Don't stop. Whatever it is, if you're working on your house, if you're working on your relationships, this is the time to stay steady with it. And that's the best use of this energy. Now, I do think there are going to be some surprises. We got eclipses coming. We got Uranus and Taurus. So we're going to still get some shakeups. But that's when it's still going to be most important to be like, okay, it's okay. I can still, invest my money like I'm doing. I can still get up and walk or whatever it is that you're doing. I can still send out these text messages. I'll still be nice to her, even if I don't like the way she responded. Like,
let's not make it personal, shall we?
Right. Exactly. Still gonna show love. But it's still about staying the course, holding the course, whatever that is that we've started. That's the best use of this energy. It's not time to try anything new, start anything new. It's kind of like if you didn't start it at the new year, especially with the eclipses and stuff right now, like just kind of hold off a little bit. Like don't, like if you didn't start investing a few weeks ago, or if you didn't kind of figure that out, or you didn't start that new routine, because I know a lot of us had a lot more energy. So if you didn't do that, then just don't even worry about it.
This is not the time.
No, it's not the time. It's not going to stick. You're going to have a hard time with it. You're going to have a hard time with it right now. So I think
that is everything in our life.
Well, that's the thing. We all have like a pie chart that's cut into 12. So we have 12 areas. So depending on, this was something new. So we started whatever you probably over the last month decided we're going to do new. That's what you need to make sure you're staying focused on. You're like, I feel like new, maybe I'm going to cut out eating this, or I feel like it was more of an action. I'm going to do more of something financially. Like George, even you saying, I'm going to go out and look for more properties, like where I may want to, and maybe you just started that the last month. Keep doing that. Even if that wasn't it, keep looking. Keep researching, keep looking, keep your team on it. Don't give up. Because right now, and even if you're doing it like that, the shakeup or the surprise has the potential to be really good. So keep looking, because if you just be like, I'm gonna wait till the summer, the market's too hot right now, I'm gonna wait till the fall, well, you're gonna miss that one off that just came up that ain't even on the market yet.
Interesting.
Okay, so keep looking.
Okay, hold on a second.
There we go.
Keep
looking. Yeah, absolutely. If you've gone under contract with something and you're still liking the numbers, even if it's feeling like it's moving a little bit slower or something right now, keep going. The bull is slow. It don't move fast, but the bull also knows value. This is what I like to tell people about Taurus. They like to say Taurus likes to eat. True. This is true.
Food and finances.
Food and finances. And Taurus does like food, but they like fine food.
Who doesn't like to eat? What?
I mean, I haven't eaten
No,
today.
it's
A couple smoothies. I'm pretty good. I haven't had any actual food today. And
I just ate before the show, George.
and
I
cancers do
understand.
like to eat also. Taurus and
You-
cancers are your top two when it comes to food.
Oh, is that right? I only ate before the
Absolutely.
show also. Only ate before the show, but that's not good for your body. You
No,
should,
it's not.
one
I've
meal
been
a day
drinking
is-
smoothies all day.
that
Yeah,
ain't good
I
either.
smart.
know.
You're
You
Yeah,
need
I've
some
been
meat.
on smoothies.
You need some meat.
No, I'm gonna have some when I get off.
But I just ate two. Listen, I ate 2 crystal hot hamburgers and a hot
Cancer.
dog. That's not
A
good. Is
cancer.
it?
They want to talk about food. No, sir, it's not food. It's not good. Just like a cancer. But it's food and finances. So I do think that whatever it is right now, look,
She's going to show us, George. Are you going to show us what you're eating?
I'm gonna eat some crack. I'm hungry now.
now he's hungry.
Crack. Just
Yeah.
okay. All right. So, Ms. Astrology, as you were saying,
Okay. I also do think on a bigger level that we're gonna possibly even see some kind of disruption with the food supply. We've already been seeing that, but it's gonna get a little bit more dicier this month.
Really?
So absolutely. So it's gonna be something I did also say in the newsletter, and this comes from knowing the planets, but also kind of having a little bit of intuition or just this feeling. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. But I do feel like there's a potential of maybe some kind of disruption of Earth, maybe an earthquake, maybe like a mountain shake, maybe a volcano, maybe something like that. This is the eclipses, and this is Uranus. This is a planet that is literally, its orbit is 8 degrees from horizontal.
Well, just 2 days ago, we got a blast out of nowhere. Remember, we got a blast out of nowhere.
See?
We don't know where it come from out of
I'm not
space
surprised.
too. So
Right.
it's the what do you call the people out of space? They're shooting at them.
you would call them astronauts?
Yeah.
No, not them. Aliens.
Oh, I'm like Dr.
Oh, aliens.
Oh, aliens.
Okay.
What do you call the people out of space? Aliens? What do you call them?
Well,
I mean,
we call them astronauts, but if you say
No,
that the
astronauts are
aliens,
people. Astronauts are people from here, and that's another thing I tweeted the
people
other
they're
day.
in space,
I'm
and
tired
the
of the
aliens.
but
international
are aliens people?
Yeah.
Dr. Wallace?
people from other planets. What do
they
you call
really?
people from other planets? If there's
Aliens.
something?
Okay, we're going with aliens.
Okay, go ahead.
I
That's
call
it.
them ET.
Yeah.
And
So
that's another thing I'm tired of. International Space Station. Why can't we have some local space stations like astronauts from Toledo and Sacramento? Okay,
Thank you, Doctor.
International Space Station.
we should look into that.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do that after we finish this conversation about Taurus.
Tell me more about Taurus, because it sounds like the same thing you would say about a Cancer.
Well, this is what's so funny about it. Like a lot of people think we're not all that different. There's like this blend. Like Cancer is ruled by the moon, but the moon's very favorite sign to be in, where it shows its most expression, is Taurus. So yeah, a lot of what I'm talking about would make sense to you because Cancer and Taurus really love each other. They have so much similar qualities. They value the same things. So it makes sense that I would say that.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I think that we're going to get in Taurus season is some kind of financial announcement or disruption in that sense. Saturn is in Aquarius, and Saturn is a planet that puts restrictions and limits on boundaries on us. And with it being an Aquarius, which is like the internet money that I've been talking about in crypto, I would not be surprised if we get some kind of regulation to cryptocurrencies.
They've been
Taurus
talking
season.
about that. Yeah,
Absolutely. And I think this is something they're going to probably feel a little bit pressure to move quickly on. So this is probably something, if it's not cryptos themselves, there's going to be something in the financial market that's a bit of a shakeup.
What do you think about crypto?
I love them. Yep. I'm all with them. I don't research them. My son does that, but he's got Aquarius in the second house, so it makes sense. I let him do that, and I just do as he says as far as investing. They're the future. I always remind people that my mom would have never, ever thought that she was not going to balance her checkbook. Or that she was not going to actually have to go to the bank. Now I can take a picture of the check on an app on my phone.
Sure.
So crypto is the future. So that's all it. That's what
Really?
I think.
Now, one of the
Absolutely.
things I'm concerned about is inflation, and I really believe that, you know, as this year goes on into next year, they say especially inflation is going to be very difficult for us. Is that part of the financial picture that
Absolutely.
you see some changes?
Absolutely. It's part of the financial disruption because we have a planet that is a disruptor in a sign that's all about food and finances. It's all about resources and security. And now the sun is there also, and we have the eclipses, the node of the moon is there. This can be a good thing as far as sending us in a new direction and showing us new values, avenues and new resources. Remember, I said a lot of our resources are local. Like, this is what we got to get back to. Like, yes, I love Amazon just as much as the next person. However, we're going to have to try to find that local person. That's what's going to develop over the next few years. We're going to start getting back local, because the bull don't want to roam off all over the world. It's trying to go right down the street and come right back.
And I think that would enhance, especially the African American community and our economics, if we do send our business their way, as opposed to via Amazon or whoever else.
Absolutely. It's not going to be easy, but Saturn, which is a planet that's in Aquarius, that is very much about the collective and society and being innovative and forward thinking and independent. It's a planet that requires you to grow up and be really mature. And so it's like, listen, you're going to have to learn how to get along without Amazon. People have done it before. Or, you can pay all these extra fees and all these things that are coming. But I think overall, as we'll become more innovative. Those of us that really want to flourish are going to find what's local right around us.
And do you think that the whole gasoline thing, which is a part of the increase in prices and what have you,
it's all resources. Yeah. It's all resources. It's all about the resources and what we consider valuable. And that's big Taurus. That's all Taurus energy. And so what we started Aries season, because we saw value in it, we need to continue that in Taurus season, even when it gets shook up, even when we're like, whoa, what was that? We expected that. Like, we would love for it to be easy peasy, but it's not going to be. But this is whatever that shakeup is, because the North Node is involved. It has the potential to send us to the North Star, the right direction. Remember, the 3 wise men follow the North Star?
Yep.
That's the way we want to go. So.
And George, did you know Jesus is a Pisces?
Oh.
my God is everything.
Oh, absolutely. That's why Pisces is the 12th sign. It's all encompassing of all the previous signs before it. It's the fish. Christians are fish. We had 12 apostles and all the 12 tribes of Judah, and absolutely so.
Someone says that they have things to do. So how long does the Taurus season last?
It's for 30 days. About? This Taurus season, this is going to be highlighted for 30 days. And I'm not saying don't do anything, but now, is this brand new that you're trying to do? Like, if you're trying to do something brand new, I'm simply going to wish you luck. So, because
we really should have started it
earlier. Because
you
kind of should have started already. And the best time to really start this again is going to be Cancer season. Because right now we need to hold the course. And then when Gemini season gets here, we're going to make some adjustments. And because Gemini is a mutable sign. So it kind of takes us okay, where do I need to change and adjust?
Yeah, kind of.
And then we're ready to start something new again in Cancer season.
But what if she did start already and just wants?
It's probably going to be difficult. It's not going to be as easy. You're not going to be flowing with the planets. You can make it happen because astrology is fate and free will. It's just going to be a lot harder than it needed to be.
Oof.
Yeah. You know what our parents said, a hard head makes a soft. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't cuss.
I didn't. That's you, Dr. Wallace.
A hard head makes a soft H.
Behind.
Yes. A soft H, as Tom would say. A soft H.
And you also talk about, I guess you said, be mindful of laziness and hoarding and overindulging.
Absolutely. Now,
is that for all of us in this season?
That's for all of us in this season. Most specifically, Taurus, any of the fixed signs. So most specifically, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. You guys are the ones that are going to feel it the most right now. However, the sun is shining on all of us in the sign of Taurus. We all got a little lazy in us right now. We all have the potential to hoard. Taurus is the most likely sign to have a house full of things.
Really?
Absolutely. But this is because they see, I might need this. I might need this.
Yeah.
I might need this one day. So they're trying to hold on to it. You might need it one day. So let me keep it at my house.
I have a bottle of peroxide. It's been in there for 9 years. Should I throw it away?
It ain't got no more bubbles in it. You can get rid of it. Ain't even got no bubbles in it.
Wait a second.
Ain't no bubbles. It's flat.
It's peroxide?
That's funny.
Your peroxide is flat now, 9 years.
George, probably everything you've had in your house for 9 years is flat.
Am I becoming a hoarder, Sybil, Miss Astrology? Because I buy new things every day on the computer, but I never throw anything away.
Well,
Like
listen, this is the other thing about you and on the computer at home. You need to be careful at home because you have a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon. So that's a lot of new things. Just like you just said, I like new stuff. I like new things. I like new things for the house. I like to put new things in my house. It just makes me feel all cozy.
Yeah, because like
a crab, like, oh, I can pull my legs in and just be right here.
Yeah, because I do things like my towels that I use in my shower. I've been using, Sybil, don't laugh. I've been using the same towel since I moved here 8 years ago. And I have brand new, what you looking at me like that for? I have brand new towels, and I never touched them.
But George, you are so used to the good life. What are you holding on to him for? And isn't it time to freshen things up a little bit?
Sybil, let me tell you something. The drawers I'm wearing right now.
Okay. They
got holes in them, and I got new drawers in there.
All right. So thank you for the information about Taurus season, Miss Astrology.
Absolutely.
And now it's time for us to move to what's going on in terms of topical news.
Everybody out there got holes in your drawers, smile.
George, can we move on?
I'm like,
if you have holes in your drawers.
You're so silly.
Lace don't count.
All right. Let's move on to the topical information. These are things that are just coming across our wires. And Stacey Abrams, the woman who ran for governor, and George, we've been talking about her. She ran for governor once before. She has now started again to run another campaign for governor of the state of Georgia. Her alma mater, Spelman, has just announced that she will give the commencement address next month.
Nice.
Yeah, she says the school said Spelman College is fortunate to have a dynamic leader such as Stacey Abrams as an alumna. Her work has had a tremendous impact on our state and country and the African American community, said the college's president, Mary Schmidt Campbell. She said that Abrams is an example to Spelman students of how to lead effectively while navigating complex issues like voting rights. I'm not sure how successful she's going to be in her campaign. We do hope. No. I'm just saying, she
I said that because I'm concerned. I'm really, really concerned now what's going on in Georgia. So I know what you're saying, Sybil. I hope she's successful, and we got to vote. Yeah, we got to vote more than we did the last time. But I don't feel the buzz that I felt the last time right now. So
it is early, and people are really hesitant, Ms. Astrology, about the man that she's going to run against, who is Brian Kemp, who erased thousands and thousands of people off the voter rolls in his run for governor the first time, and no telling what dirty tricks he has available. And as a matter of fact, she's involved in a lawsuit against the current governor. In the court filings, her campaign says that she wants Brian Kemp to be banned from using his leadership committee, which allows him to ignore the contribution limits that she has to be a part of, and thus raise unlimited amounts of money from individual donors until after the May 24th primary. The court says that she has to be the Democratic nominee, which means they have to wait after the primary before she has the same ability to do as he has now.
I love Stacey Abrams. She's a Sag, and I do want to point out she's born on a full moon. We have
you better not say no buts. I can tell you right now. You better not say no buts.
No. Okay. Sybil, remember how many times we pointed out people that have been born on full moons? She's another one born on a full moon. Yep. She has a Gemini moon. What I do think, though, was that it wasn't the time before. Stacey is a Sagittarius, and Sag is ruled by Jupiter. Now, I don't know her birth time to know what house that was in, but Jupiter for the last 3 years was not able to fully express itself. And this is a planet that wants to give you a blessing, wants to give you all the good things, but it was hindered in Aquarius and Capricorn the last couple years. Those are signs it doesn't do well in. So now it's in Pisces, a sign that it rules. I think now she has a better chance. Now is the time. Now, I will be honest, I have not looked at the chart of who she's running against, but I've already said that Black women are winning, and I think it's time for her now as a Sag. We're going to see more Sagittarians joining the winning podium. Right. And so because now we're able to, this is why I'm able to now be on shows and stuff like that, because seemed like it was such a hard time. But now it's like, you're ready. So now we're ready. We've done the work. We've learned the lessons. I think she has a much better chance now. And if she needs an astrologer to give her a little more regular insight, I'd love to.
Okay.
We need everything. We need everybody.
And we need all of that.
Hands on deck. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we're talking about a month from now with the primary. And that means if the date has not passed, please, everyone in the state of Georgia, if you can hear us talking about it, if you have not already registered, it is time. It is time. You're probably down to a matter of hours at this point. George, I also want to talk about another man that you mentioned, and that is Gary Chambers Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Progressive candidate running for the U.S. Senate from Louisiana. He is seeking to be the first Black man to hold statewide office from Louisiana. He used the observation of 420 to bring attention to the fact that America is still jailing people for cannabis use. And as you said, Mr. Astrology, when he announced his campaign, he lit up a joint and on his social media, and that was a way he announced his campaign.
Be real. Be real.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing. And I tell you what, this is in the state of Louisiana, everybody. And I tell you what, and he mentioned the fact that we have more Democratic registered voters. If we just go out and vote, we can make this happen.
Yeah.
He relates to, you see what happened in Georgia. We can do the same thing in Louisiana. That's Gary Chambers. You got to do that if you live anywhere near Louisiana. You got to go out and support this guy. And I think because we got the most racist people in the world in the South holding office, and we got to get them out some way.
He is up against, I think there are 4 people that are running in a primary that's not really a primary. Well, it is a primary. It is. But they don't have like a Democratic primary and a Republican primary. It's all one in the primary system. And so all candidates compete in the same primary, and a candidate can win the election outright by receiving 50% of the vote. If he doesn't, then those 2 people, the top 2 vote getters, will make the next run in the general election. But John Kennedy is the man's name. He's a Republican, and you may have seen him. He is the current senator from Louisiana. And so he is a part of this primary system. And people are very anxious to Democrats are very anxious to get him out of office.
John Kennedy is not the one that said, I don't know. Is he? Who's the senator that said, I don't know why you didn't vote for Mr.
Oh,
Jackson?
no, that was, no, I don't.
He did something stupid then, okay?
He did during the hearings. He did. There were some things that, and it was a ridiculous question. I don't remember what it was, but it was a ridiculous moment of many ridiculous moments by the Republicans in the hearing, the judicial hearing. So I don't know if you have any information or any sense about Gary Chambers Jr., Ms. Astrology.
He's a Leo, and Leos are having a little bit of a struggle right now. And the only thing that concerns me is that he's fairly young, so I don't know if he's ready. The reason that I say this is because Saturn is in Aquarius, and that's the opposite of Leo. So like across from the sky, like his sun, his ego, his pride, his life force, like all of that is being hindered a little bit by Saturn. Like, chill out. So I feel like it's like, as much as this is like, wow, he's smoking, like he's really pushing it, like, okay. I think the collective is gonna still be like, chill out. Like I think it's a little too much based on the sky and just Saturn. Now in maybe 2 more years, Saturn will have moved on from that point, and he'll have a better chance. It's just kind of like the same thing with Stacey Abrams. You don't want your planet, or like you don't want anything opposing you. You definitely don't want Saturn like right across. It's like sitting somewhere. Okay, 1 second, George. It's like sitting right here, and you want to say something, and your grandma's like, no.
Hold on, little boy.
That's not 1 second. Now, what do you mean he may not be ready? Because we got John Kennedy, and we're ready for him to get out. I think this guy's very well qualified to go in. You know, they said there was a man out of Chicago, out of Sybil's hometown, and his name had a funny name, and they said he wasn't ready to be senator. Then they said he wasn't ready to be they definitely said he wasn't ready to be president. Guess what? Who's the best president we've ever seen in our lives?
That would be Barack Hussein Obama.
Thank you. Hussein. Yeah, he's Hussein. Yeah, that's that kid. I think Gary Chamber. Have you heard him? Have you heard him speak and
no? Now
address
I
the
will.
issues?
There's my disclaimer. I am not a politician. I don't really study or pay attention to politics like that. But I did look at his chart. I do not think President Obama had Saturn opposing his sun sign at any of those times, because Saturn is just now opposing his sun sign, because Saturn is in Leo. I mean, because Barack Obama is a Leo. Is a Leo. So, and Saturn takes 27 years to make its way around. Yeah. So Saturn wasn't in this harsh position for him. Right now, Saturn is opposing Gary Chambers' sun sign. So as an astrologer, and knowing that he's fairly young, I don't know if the planets are going to let him. I would love to see it happen.
Talk to the planets. What can he do to make this happen?
As far as talking to the planets, as far as like how he could work with it, it's actually going to take a lot of work, a lot of hard work. He's going to definitely need somebody older in his camp, and maybe even partnering with somebody that's more mature, because Saturn is older and more mature.
He has stated that the best thing you can do for him is America come and help him. He's talked about the upper leaders and the upper government.
Perfect. So he's learning. So then it sounds like maybe he's got somebody
he's not depending on Louisiana.
This is not his first office.
Maybe as an astrologer. I'm like, everybody needs one. But I do think that for the most part, he needs a wise counsel. So, because Saturn is that older, like more disciplined, more structured. Dr. Wallace, Saturn energy. So as long as he has that, and he's very diligent, he's very disciplined, he's very focused, he puts in the hard work, the long hours and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be hard work now. It can definitely happen. Yes. But it's a lot of hard work.
Let me ask you this, Ms. Astrology. This is moving on to another political subject, and being mindful of that. The Donald Trump campaign has been instructed to pay the former Trump assistant or aide, Omarosa Manigault Newman, $1.3 million in legal fees. This story has just come out. The attorney fees and costs came after the judge struck down a 2018 lawsuit against Omarosa. They allege that the ex-aide's memoir, Unhinged, violated a disclosure agreement, and so, or a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. And so now this lawsuit has come down to the fact that the Trump campaign is being ordered to pay over $1 million in the legal fees. What do you think about this?
Black women are winning. I keep saying
that's it.
Like literally.
Yeah, winning. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's really all it is that black women are winning. We're the ones to really, we're ready. Like
you see, Omarosa, we're still supporting you. You see, Omarosa?
No, we're not.
I mean, that's not we. That's the planets. This ain't got nothing to do with we.
Just to get the money. Anything that hurts Trump, that's anything hurts Trump. Yeah.
Well, that was my question to my friends when we were talking about this last night. Is because we know he doesn't have any money. Where is this money going to come from? Is it going to come from the Republican National Committee? Because we know he doesn't have any money. He's been playing the shell game all these years. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, George. That's just
he's raising money as he go and speak everywhere. He's getting money.
Yeah, but that's okay. Well, we'll see.
He's got money. If not, I hope he gets broke. I hope he goes to the bottom.
Okay.
What I found was, I thought what I could see the coincidence is the NDA was because it was like too over the top. Mm-hmm. It was like too much. And
how is that?
right. But I thought it was hilarious because he's a Leo rising, and Leo can be over the top. Like it could be a lot, especially a Leo rising. Now the sun sign maybe a little bit, not so much, but the rising, how you show up like a big ball of fire. So it makes sense that when you show up to the Trump campaign or camp, he's got this document for you. And probably everything was so over the top.
Right.
So I just love how it was over the top.
And including Omarosa.
Black women are women. Yeah. Absolutely. Including like everything was over the top. But in the end, black women are winning.
Yeah. And this is how long will this be our season? It's activated at this point. And now that it's in the North Node is also in Taurus, it's still women. So we're still, as long as you were taking action, you were moving forward, you're activated. That's what the nodes do. I always say it's like a spotlight. And so like put the spotlight on you and you're like, now I'm ready, I'm going. And so now you're doing your part and now it's just moving on, but you're activated. So black women,
Go,
That's awesome.
go,
That's
go.
awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, look at the White House. Look at now the Supreme
Absolutely.
Court,
Mhm.
and you can
Yes,
just keep
and do
going
y'all
on.
love how I predicted that was going to be a difficult win? That is one time I would not make a prediction because I was like, this looks difficult. I would need to consult the cards.
Yeah.
And it was not an easy win for her, but I'm so glad that when it comes down to it,
I
Black women
thought
are
about
winning.
you. I thought about you, Miss Astrology, every day as I'm watching the hearings, and and I'm just like, these sons of guns, and
No
what are they
cussing.
doing?
Right.
They were picking on my scrunchy
Mhm.
sister, and but I did think about that.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
we knew it was going to be
absolutely.
difficult for her, but yeah, we're proud.
She
So
she
proud.
she prevailed. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Mhm.
We are running out of time for this particular segment, so
Woo-wee.
just if you have any other thoughts of some topical things, Miss Astrology, just that come to mind, maybe.
Just don't get upset. Not anything topical. No, I just
Nothing
want to.
topical.
Okay.
Nothing topical. How
No.
about Will Smith and Jada getting divorced?
I don't. Have you ever listened to his book? Have
My-
y'all?
Yeah,
I'm gonna listen.
and Myra J encouraged me to do that. I'm a,
It's so good. I was already listening to it before the whole incident,
Mhm.
and so to me, it wasn't even a big surprise. Like when you listen to the book, they're not going to get divorced.
yeah.
But
And
that's
I
in the news today. That just popped
no,
today.
no, it's not. It's a fake story, George.
Yeah, I
It is a
don't.
fake story.
Yeah, it really is.
If
Well,
you
I
listen to
believe
that
it.
book,
So hang on one second. Hang on one second. Let's take a break, and we will move to entertainment, and we can continue that conversation. Okay,
Okay.
because I do want Ms. Astrology and you, George, to have the opportunity to talk about this. All right, so now it's time for entertainment, and as we were talking about previously about the Will and Jada situation, and Miss Astrology says, George Wallace, that they're not going to get a divorce. Having read their book, I'm not sure about their charts, but I think the stories now, people are just kind of grasping and
You're
hoping,
doing.
Trying to look for something, George, and I
So you think
don't
that's a
think
fake
this.
story? You don't think that's a true story that's going out
I
right
haven't
now?
seen a story.
No.
So I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything. I listened to the book, and Will has a Scorpio moon. It's extremely passionate. It's like now the South Node is in Scorpio right now, I think, but I think that's why all this stuff is coming up for him. So like
Oh.
all of this stuff is coming out for him to deal with because Scorpio is so private.
Mm-hmm.
And so his moon is there. And so he just emotionally, there's so much to come out. But based on the book and based on that, knowing that moon likes to hold on, I don't see them getting a divorce. No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And George, when I say the stories are fake, those are clickbait stories. You know
Okay.
what
If
I
you
mean?
click on it,
And hoping that people will click on
Come
your
and read it, yeah, because I
your
see that all the
website.
time.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
I hope it's true.
Saturn energy. You're
I
so
hope it's true.
Saturn over there.
Yeah.
I
And-
love Will Smith. I don't think he should be in that environment. I just love him, and I don't love him today.
I don't think, right. Yeah. We're making a lot of kind of assumptions about that. Have you listened to the book, Dr. Wallace?
I have not listened to the book.
See,
I ain't
I
read the
think that
book.
book gives
I haven't
everybody a
even
different mindset. It gives you
Yeah.
a different perspective. And especially, I listen to it on Audible when I walk my dog, Sybil.
Oh, that's
you
a
have
good one.
to,
Yeah.
you have to
Okay.
listen to it because he narrates it himself.
That's what Myra J
Okay.
said as
Mhm.
well. Yeah. So I'm going to
Mhm.
take both your recommendations and I'm going to listen to it. Absolutely. I do want to talk about a couple of other Taurus entertainment figures. And one is the ever wonderful Stevie Wonder. He is a man who has gone through so many challenges in his life, and yet his
Yes.
talent remains. And in the recent show finale of Blackish, his music was
heard.
highlighted, and one of my favorite songs is As. And so this was
Oh,
the show creator Kenya Burris
Yes,
said,
it's
they purposely chose the Stevie Wonder song to be a part of the ending of this historic TV show. And Stevie's just, it seems like, he just never goes away, if
never
you
goes
will.
away.
He doesn't have Miss Astrology. It's sort of like having that time when your popularity. He may have some health challenges, like he had a
Right.
kidney transplant and things like
Right.
that. But he comes back stronger than ever before.
Yeah, he's a bull.
Right.
They're the bull. They're
But that
strong.
hairline ain't coming back.
Yeah, and he has an Aries.
That hairline ain't coming back. And I told Steve, I said, Steve, that's not braids. You wearing a tail. You know, if you comb his hair, you're gonna be combing his ass. I can tell you that right now.
Oh my God.
That's not nice.
That's George.
I get to go to church with Stevie and sit next to him at my church. So he talks about me
Oh,
and
I
I
bet.
talk about
That's
him. How about
funny.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a Taurus, and so happy birthday, Stevie Wonder. His birthday's coming up. He has an Aries moon, so his health should be the primary thing that he's focused on right now is just his health.
Well,
So yeah.
he said he was moving to Africa too, back some time ago. He said he's going to move to Africa.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
talking about that too, George.
He
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
whatever
I
is
said? You know what I said? We're going to drop him off in Atlanta and he won't know the difference. Sybil, how long have you been liking ass? I've been liking ass since day one.
Since it came out, yeah, on
late 70s.
Songs of the Key of Life.
Songs of the Key. Oh my God! Did you see this? Did you see the concert Song of the Key of Life with Stevie?
Yes.
The best ever, right? Did you cry? Oh my God!
Oh, it was, and Tom took us to New York City. We saw it at Madison Square Garden.
No way!
So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
Nice.
The last thing I do want to mention is one of my favorite TV shows, The Chi, and it's featuring a Taurus entertainer, and that is The Chi is coming back in the month of June on Showtime for its 5th season, and among the stars. Who did I have is the Candy Burris is she's going to be one of the stars returning to that cast.
Okay.
And she's a woman. She's a Taurus woman who really keeps things going, Mrs. Charles.
And gets her money, don't she?
Yeah.
That's Taurus. They like their money and their food. She kind of thick with it too. She like to eat. She got them restaurants.
The OG. Yeah.
Yeah, their money and their food. Big Taurus energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Mrs. Astrology, I want to thank you. As always, love having you on and giving us, things to think about. Is there something we should be thinking about for the next month in just looking ahead that we didn't? Yeah. That you want to
just
mention?
Stay steady. Just stay the course is really the only thing I want to reiterate. And knowing that there are going to be some shakeups and some disruptions that happen. That's to be expected. But whatever you found to be valuable in Aries season, whatever you took action on, like I see some money. I see this as being good overall. Stick with that. It's going to end up being good, even if it makes you nervous a little bit.
George, would you like to come back in Cancer season?
Yeah, I'd love to come back in Cancer season. Yeah, that's when is that?
Yeah, it'll be this summer.
And remember what I said about Gemini season is the closer we get, the less we're going to talk about COVID and masks and all that kind of stuff. And we're seeing all of that happen now. They're already starting to lift those mandates because we're not very far away from Gemini season.
Listen to me. I don't care what you say, Mr.
You can, but it's not going to be mandated.
It doesn't have to be. I'm wearing my mask and I advise you to wear your mask no matter what. You get on anywhere, go inside.
All that enclosure.
Just keep that mask on. I've been wearing a mask 10 years, and it's good to wear this mask.
So I'm going to close, George.
For a week.
Okay, that's not good. Georgia and Mrs. Astrology, I'm closing with Yogi's Jewel. We've heard that there is a season for everything. Letting go is a necessary part of growth.
Okay.
Is that the truth?
Yes,
all right. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate you.
Thank you.